Hey everyone, it's Krista from Krista Irene Art, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about painting on old books. One of the old books that I like to paint on was my dad's old book, but there were a lot of pages missing from it, and some pages were torn. So I decided to use this as a sketchbook or use the pages to paint on, and it felt nice to do that. A lot of artists use pages of old books, postcards, um, all sorts of things as part of their art creation. A lot of people will take an old book and use the entire book as a sketchbook by painting over it with different products that I have here that you can use to paint over the pages and then start creating on. So I think it's a really great way to reuse books that otherwise would be in a landfill, or books that are already sort of destroyed before you even got your hands on them. Have a look at some of the materials I use when painting on an old book. I like to use, well, I have gloss varnish here, but I have a lot of gloss varnish. But the main thing I use is gel matte, or just any kind of matte, liquid matte that you can put on top of a page, just to prime it before you start painting or creating on it. You can actually draw, I'll put it up here, you can actually draw without an issue on an old book or paint on them. I take the pages out usually after I paint on them, but you can draw on them with no problem with a colored pencil. But if you're wanting to paint on them, a good gesso, you can use clear gesso or white gesso. Clear gesso if you want to keep the words to show through as part of your art, or heavy gel matte. I love that too. You can use that as well. I don't recommend markers on these books because I find the marker just soaks right through the book, and the colors aren't as good when you're using markers on an old book. Mainly the matte and the gesso are the main materials I use to cover my book before I start painting on it. So first thing I'm going to do is take the heavy gel matte. I'm just going to take some of it, and I'm just prepping the page. I'm just prepping it so that the paint doesn't sink into the page. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you guys got some inspiration on using a book or old books, particularly thrift store books or just old books you have lying around, and repurposing them as sketchbooks or art books.